Everybody, Bazkur here again with a video on Path of Exile. Just going to give a quick little overview on the build I'm doing for the Talisman League in Standard. I'm going to be running a Ball Lightning build, probably greater multiple projectiles, Spell Echo, Controlled Destruction, and Iron Will, maybe Culling Strike on there as well. Um, right now, it is an arc build, strictly because I'm not doing enough damage with Ball Lightning to really get through the game. So I'm running arc with Iron Will and Spell Echo. So I got part of my setup ready to go. I'm running this on a +1 Lightning Scepter that has some additional fire damage added to it and some critical strike chance. However, this is not going to be a critical strike build. In fact, I'm not going to take any critical strike nodes on the tree. And it'll be going on the presumption that I'll be able to fill the screen with lightning balls and just take out everything in front of me as quickly as possible. We'll see how well it works. I have done a GMP lightning build way back whenever the ball lightning first came out, and it did pretty good. I eventually switched it over to an arc build just because I thought it looked really cool. But I want to try to actually focus on it as being an actual ball lightning build and see where we can take it. I actually got through normal fairly quickly. For me, anyways. I tend to take things kind of slow, but I got through that pretty good. Very little deaths. Right now, I believe I'm sitting at 4 deaths. Yeah, you can actually see it already right there. 4 deaths. Each of those are from I can't think of the name of it, but whenever the talismans first came out and there was the effect that had all the little bone spikes coming up from the bottom of the ground, those kept appearing right underneath of me and one-shotting me in Act 1. Thankfully, GGG locked that down and got that nerfed, and from then it's been pretty smooth sailing as far as it goes as deaths on this build. So I'm quite happy with that outcome. I'm quite glad I didn't start this on hardcore. That would have been a mess with that. I am also running a Val Stormcall setup, and right now it's using increased duration and life leech, and I have Culling Strike on there mostly just to level it, as I plan to maybe put it on the Ball Lightning build. I'm not really set in stone on what I'm going to be using on this Ball Lightning yet, other than I know I'm going to be using GMP or LMP, Ball Lightning, and Iron Will. More than likely, I'm also going to use the Controlled Destruction, like I already said. For those that don't know, that's a new gem. It's got 100% reduced critical strike chance, which is not going to be a big deal because I'm not planning on going crit. And it's got a 32% more spell damage modifier on it. So right now I have this connected to my Flame Totem. And without this in, my Flame Totem's doing 503 DPS. With this gem, I'm gaining about 150 DPS. That's amazing. So I'm thinking this is going to work out pretty well for the Ball Lightning build. That, along with Iron Will and the amount of strength I'm going to get in the skill tree, I think this is going to do pretty good. We'll see. There's really nothing else special about the build for the moment. Like I said, I've got a Flame Totem, mostly just for the leveling aspect of it. I'm leveling a faster casting gem. Kind of went through that already. I have faster casting lightning warp and conductivity. Right now, this isn't really doing me much good. It allows me to get around a few obstacles, but I have used this setup before with my arc build a while back, and can move around pretty quickly with this with enough cast speed. I'm not sure if I'll have enough cast speed in this build to actually justify running it or not, but that's what I'm starting with. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully I can use it as a good movement skill. Conductivity, that's what I'm mostly using the curse right now, and just to get that shock chance, and then that procs off the Herald of Lightning that I'm running, or Herald of Thunder. I've also got Warlord's Mark. Not using it right now. I was using it early on, but right now it's just there for leveling it up. And I've got Mana Leash attached to Herald of Thunder, which not really all that effective, but I've got it. Mana's been kind of a problem for me on this build. It's not been so bad here in the last little bit, mostly because I picked up Spell Echo in Act 4, and that's been working out pretty good on the arc. So Currently running an ice golem. Probably won't run any golem with this build. Just unless I just happen to have an open socket. If I have an open socket, I'll maybe go Chaos Golem. Haven't really decided. I'm running Clarity. Like I said, I need the mana. And Rallying Cry, same reason. Need some mana. Nice extra damage from that though too. Probably all three of these gems will go away when it's all said and done. I'm currently running a leather belt. Just what I can find on this build is pretty much what I'm using. I'm not really buying anything. I tend to play self-found. I mentioned that in my first video, but it's I have no objection to purchasing stuff. I just like to try to find it on my own first, and then if I really get in a bind and I can't find stuff, that's when I start buying it. I kind of go the other way when it comes to gems, though. I tend to buy them if I need them, as long as I have the currency to get them. I don't just try to find them or try to buy them. In some cases, it's just not possible. Like if I wanted LMP for this build, and I did, at least at first, I thought I might, so I went ahead and I purchased it a little while ago. Found a good one with quality on it for relatively cheap. Can't use it yet, but I will be able to later. Later down the line, this life belt will most definitely become a strength belt towards the end. Just because we're going to be using that Iron Will setup, so we're going to want as much strength as we can get, and then you get the added bonus from that of getting the extra life. Nothing really special going on with any of my gear. Movement speed, some rarity, mana, a little bit of resistance, life, mana, rarity. Decent scepter, some lightning damage to spells, mana regeneration's what I'm really going after when I pick this one up. I added the global crit multiplier, just it was the only thing I could really add. Nothing special in my helmet. And then pretty much went over this. It's a +1 lightning scepter with some added fire. Most of these things are just whatever I need to run the colors, other than the +1 lightning. I really kind of wanted that one. I was running a Talisman that did some really good lightning damage. I think it was 23% lightning damage and had some armor boost and life on kill, I think. Wasn't great, but it got me through quite a ways. That was a really early pickup. But this dropped for me off of, I can't think of what they're called, but one right before you get to the last boss there in the harvest. One of the 4 minions, I don't remember which one it was, but one of them dropped this off. Anyways, dexterity, intelligence, which I'm probably going to need in this build because in the skill tree I'm mostly picking up strength nodes, so I may end up needing this kind of an amulet late game too. 15% increased spell damage, 3% increased fire damage, not really doing much for me, but 11% increased lightning damage. The spell damage and lightning damage really took it over the top of what I was getting on the Talisman. I'm really hoping I can pick up one of these really good talismans that I keep seeing pop up on Reddit. We'll see what happens. So far, my luck's not been really all that good with any of them that are dropping, but I'm assuming that gets better as I go up in difficulty. Nothing special on the rings. Some mana, life, and some resistance, and a little bit of added lightning damage. Just happen to pick these things up. And then nothing going on special with my flasks at all. In fact, they need to be recrafted. Bleeding free is about the only thing I really have going for me. Just real quick, look at the stat sheets here. 1100 damage with the arc. So it's 7% almost. 15% chance to shock. My defenses, 14% physical reduction, 27% evade chance, 26 on the mana regeneration, measly little 1.8 on life regen, which is highly noticeable when I'm playing, I've noticed. And take a quick look at the tree. It's a Templar. Coming up through the elemental and the spell. Grab retribution, grab some life nodes early on. I will come down and grab this life node as well at some point in time. Area of effect, I'll end up grabbing amplify as well. But I'm not going to really worry about this until I actually go with the ball lightning. It's not going to do me a whole lot of good until then. Some cast speed, Light of Divinity. May or may not pick up this cast speed node here. Grab the strength. I will grab this strength in this jewel socket at some point. Grab the life. And come down through all the strength nodes all the way through here. This will all help out the iron wheel as well as give us some life. I'll pick up this life wheel here. At least come up in through judgment. Maybe this one as well. I'll pick up this jewel socket. Come up into barbarism. Maybe this one. Just kind of see where my points end up laying. I come through here. I kind of think I can spec out of this intelligence node already. I think I'm cleared on that. Grab these strength nodes. I grab this jewel. Right now there's a dexterity jewel in here. 6% elemental resistances. I can take it out. So I will be replacing that as soon as I find something to put in it. Come down in through the Scion life wheel here. Constitution. Grab this. Come up, grab Sentinel. I'm all the way down. I'll grab this jewel socket as well. Mostly this is the path of least resistance to get down to some projectile nodes. Come here. Art of the Gladiator doesn't really do a whole lot for us. Dexterity be nice, and then ignore all movement penalties from armor is kind of nice to have. I'll grab these life nodes here. I may have to grab these mana nodes. We'll see how things go. I'm going to grab all of these projectile nodes. Coming into Fury Bolts. Accuracy won't really do us anything good, but 20% increased projectile damage and plus 20 strength will be really nice. And I'll come down into these life nodes. Grab this jewel socket. And later, I may also path down. I think in my current skill plan I've got pathed out into this jewel socket as well. May or may not actually do that. Eventually I'll come up into here, grab this life wheel here. Might come in and grab these lightning and stormweaver. I haven't decided yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking I might do late game. And eventually I'll come up into what's probably my favorite wheel in the whole skill tree. Grab these lightning damage nodes here, Celestial Punishment, and Celestial Judgment. That's kind of what I'm thinking. My skill trees tend to change quite a bit the longer I go. I think I also have these projectile nodes in this jewel socket mapped out. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile to come up and grab 12% here just for this. I may see about doing something different. But that's kind of where I'm leaving it right now. There's not really a whole lot for me to show. I mean, it's just a standard little arc build right now, so not a whole lot needs to happen. To get this up to par, it'll probably stay pretty much using what I'm using now, and then once I get to the point where I can switch over to ball lightning, I will. I'll do that as soon as I possibly can. It'll take at least a good 4 link for that to be worthwhile, though. And like I said, I just started Cruel, so at the end of Cruel, I'll come back with another update, and we'll see where we're at. Thanks for listening. Please leave a like if you like the video. Leave me some comments. Constructive criticism is always good. I'll see you next time.